welcome to Malden Square. I'm Barbara Tolstrup. Before we start this morning, I want to remind everybody that this weekend, Sunday, is Veterans Day. You know, when I was a kid, we called it Armistice Day because it celebrated the end of World War I. Well, unfortunately, we've added a number of conflicts since then. So now I think rather than celebrate, some of them, the Vietnam War, for instance, were very sad. We should call it commemorate or remember. So if you have a chance, go to the parade, and if you see a veteran, tell them thank you. I'm really pleased and excited to introduce my guest today. Her name is Kathy McMullen, and she has recently been hired as the new director of our new Malden Teen Enrichment Center, otherwise known as MTEC.
Yes.
So I'm very happy to have you, Kathy. It's a happy subject to talk about. So tell me, where is it?
It is at 1 Salem Street, and thank you for having me. This is quite an exciting time for us.
It is a very exciting time. I think we have a picture of the new teen center. Do we have a photograph of it? I thought we did. There it is. You know, that building's been there for years, as long as I can remember. But you never really noticed it much because it was kind of beigey. But now that it's been given that wonderful coat of green paint and with interesting trim, it really stands out. So that's it. That's the home of the teen center.
Yes, we're on the first floor. The woman who is the owner of the building, her name is Kim Dukes.
I'm sorry?
Her name is Kim Dukes.
Kim Duke.
And she is very, very accommodating and excited to have the teens there.
Oh, I think it's wonderful. It's
very exciting.
It's been a bank, I think, too. It's different ownership of originally the Middlesex Cooperative Bank. But anyway, so it's really nice to see it open and being used again because it's been sitting empty for so long.
Absolutely.
So tell me, well, first of all, you're in the process now of establishing the center, getting the programs up and so forth, but you're also looking for funding to help this happen.
Yes, we have a capital campaign that's going on, which is very important for us to get up and running, where our goal is $100,000. We have had a couple of very nice donors. We had an anonymous donor who gave us a lump sum of money and just recently called to match that lump sum just yesterday. So we have some really good people from the city who are very excited about what's going on.
It's really something we've needed for a long time. And I don't think there's been anything around, for teens specifically, well, since my day even, and then the Y had a club called Stardust, but that was mostly for music and dancing, not that I'm criticizing, and it was on Saturday evenings. But this is so much broader and offers so much more. So let me ask you, when do you expect to open?
We expect to open the first week in December. I'm not quite sure of the date. It all leads up to construction when it will be done.
Sure.
But we're shooting for that week, and we have a general contractor. Her name is Molly Pigeon. Her company's name is Ironworks, who has worked diligently to try to get us to be open for that date. So we're really feeling confident at this point.
So that's something to really look forward to.
Absolutely.
Yep. So tell me about some of your programs. Well, actually, before we do that, I want to ask you about membership. So who's eligible for membership? Is there an age group? Is there any requirement in terms of their being able to become a member? If they're working or if they're in school,
Right.
So tell me about that.
Well, it's a residency, so anybody, kids that go to Pope John, we are targeting, of course, our city schools, the Malden Catholics, the Malden Charter School, Malden High School,
Sure.
the vocational school, and but any kid who lives in the city, whether they could go outside of the city to go to school, they're eligible to come in.
They live in the city. They have to be
Malden residents, and it's from the 9th grade to the 12th grade.
So that would be 14 to 17, 18.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So-
How about college kids?
No, this is a teen center. What we'd like those college kids to do is to come in and do some
Volunteer.
some peer
Yeah.
tutoring and
Yeah,
things like that, which we've already been contacted by Tufts University to
Oh, that's
come in
wonderful.
and do some stuff.
Because, actually, when they get to college, there are so many other things that are happening, not just their studies, but
Sure.
other groups and causes and whatever that they can get involved with. So
Mm-hmm.
this is probably something that really is not needed by them, but is by the kids that are still in school. So that's great.
Yes, we're very lucky.
Yeah.
We've had some people from Malden High School. Miss Seeger is
Marianne?
Marianne
Oh,
Seeger
she's
does a lot of
terrific.
the arts. The kids are coming in to paint some silhouettes for us. The regional Voc is going to come in and do some construction work for us, which is very, very exciting, and we're hoping to have them next week.
Oh, that's wonderful.
They're going to knock
that-
down some walls and build
That
some
makes
walls.
it so special because
Very exciting.
it is a community project.
Absolutely.
And you've got community members contributing.
Absolutely.
And speaking of Voc, I've worked with the Voc a couple of times on program books for the Alumni Association, and I am so impressed with that place.
Absolutely.
The curriculum, the students,
Right.
the faculty. So
Right.
it's nice that they're involved as well. Now, they would be kids that go there but live in Malden would be eligible to become members of the team.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I was walking down Pleasant Street, and Earl Fitzpatrick stopped me.
Oh, yeah.
And he's such a
yes.
big plugger for the Voc, and he said, Kathy, I really think that we can help. So hopefully we're going to have those kids in there to
That's terrific.
extend a room and
That's
then
really
build
great.
up walls, and it's really exciting.
So what kind of changes are you making internally? I mean, putting in rooms or
Well, we're
little-
widening doors because it has to be compliant, so
Sure,
the kids can come
sure.
through with their wheelchairs. We've done a lot of flooring differences. The bathrooms are all been redone. We've had some great volunteers from the Carpenters Union to the Laborers Union to the Painters Union coming in volunteering their time.
Isn't that wonderful?
It's unbelievable.
That's
All
right.
Tech Electric in,
Yeah.
in Malden, Farnham, Plumbing. The list goes on, and those people are not going to go unnoticed.
No.
But that's just to name a few of how many people have
Yeah.
put themselves forward. It's pretty exciting.
Well, excuse me. I noticed that you brought a list of some of the programs that you're going to
Absolutely.
be offering.
Yep.
So why don't you tell me about those? And also, you talked to some of the kids. I mean, you talked to a lot of the kids, I guess,
Right.
to find out what they want
Right.
in this center. So
Right.
tell me what you're planning for programming and what the kids specifically asked for.
Well, they asked for things like, and it sounds like a big word, and they probably wouldn't say it this way, but financial literacy programs. And they want to know about credit cards and how to balance a checkbook.
Great.
And those kind of things. And the business department at Malden High School, a couple of the teachers came on board and said they would bring in some of their AP students to come in and teach the kids.
That's
and that's
wonderful.
really big for us to do
Yeah.
is to do the peer tutoring is really important for us to bring on board, which I'm pretty excited.
Sure.
The YM, the YW, the Partnerships of Community Schools have been there from the beginning. We've all been together
That's
working
wonderful
very,
because
very
of,
hard on
of
this.
all the places in Malden that I would think they would be thrilled to have this happen.
Absolutely.
Would be those two groups. Yeah.
Absolutely. And the kids want to have movie night. They
Sure.
also, they want to do a lot of that stuff.
Do they
wanna-
get to pick the movie?
They do within reason. They get to
Within
pick the movie,
reason, huh?
that
Okay.
type of thing. But there's someone has donated a photography class to teach kids all about cameras, and it will be a 6-week course, and the kids are all excited about that.
Oh, yeah.
We have computers that are donated through Kim Dukes, the owner of the building, and that's pretty exciting. We're probably going to we'll have one whole table that'll have 10 or 12 computers, and it really is going to be a beautiful
So
place.
you won't need so much to teach these kids about computers as just make them available for their use, because I assume most kids in this day and age are computer literate.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. So, but they
absolutely.
can come in and do their homework.
Come in and do their homework,
Yeah.
and that really is a very important time. There'll be time schedules inside the teen
Yeah.
center, so there'll be that downtime when the kids get out of school
Sure.
at 2:15. They come in, they get to get a snack and do whatever they
Are there
want
gonna
to do.
be food there?
Well,
Snacks?
when I say that, I have to be very cautious with
Yeah.
that. But we will have healthy snacks and a vending machine. I will say that.
That's great.
with
Yeah.
a reasonable price on
Now,
it.
what about Yeah, sure. My mind just went blank.
Yeah.
Games, computer games. Are they going to be able to play computer games in this
I
team?
think we
Yeah.
will. We have we also had somebody just recently donate a 52-inch television, and we're going to put that on one wall, and they can do those games, dancing games,
Sure,
or whatever. So it's
sure.
going to be exciting.
And music,
Of course, music.
of course.
Yes, yes.
So what are your hours going to be?
We'll probably open up the teen center at 2:00 in the afternoon. The kids get out about 2:15.
Yeah.
We'll be there for them, and we're shooting for 9:00 at night.
9 o'clock at night?
Yes.
Supervision and staff?
Well-
what are you looking at for that? Is volunteers, paid staff?
Well, there is, at this point, I am the only paid staff,
you're it.
but I think that may change. But we have a volunteer list. You know, I went to
That's
the
great.
YMCA gala last night, and I got a list of people who said, you know, retired teachers and other people who said, we really want to give you some time.
That's great. That's
so
great.
we're going to work on all that, you
Yeah.
know, put that
Wonderful.
into play.
Yeah.
Very lucky.
So there will be supervision then?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
that, and there'll be 9 o'clock, so they have to be out by 9. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do they have to go home, or you just
Well,
leave it up to them?
you know, at
You
that
hope,
point,
but,
we hope we're
yeah.
going to train them to go right home.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, the younger kids would probably need to be driven home, so, you know, the 14-year-olds, so I imagine parents will be
Will come
coming
and pick them up.
by to pick them
Absolutely.
up. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We want, that's a big, also a big thing, you know, we want parents to come in, and we want parents to come see this.
Oh,
How
yes.
beautiful this place is and where their children are going, because it's going to be not only a free space, it's going to be a safe space, and we're very that's very important to us.
Yes,
that it's
I
a
could
safe
see where
space.
that would be a
It's
real
very important.
consideration.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the other things that they might be looking at, what about maybe help with homework, tutorial?
We're going to have a lot of peer tutoring that's going to come in. The Captain's Council that Barbara Schiavelli runs at Malden High School.
Oh, they're a great group.
They're a
Yep.
great group. I worked with them down at Newland Street, and that group is going to come in and also help out with tutoring, and we'll have sign-ups for different different classes and see what kids
Yeah,
need.
any kind of games like basketball? Is there
Well, we
no
can't do
court
any
or
of those
anything like-
things, but when we partner up with people like the YMCA, Dana Brown has been so gracious with us and is such a big part of this that we have used their gym also. As a matter of fact, tonight from 6:30 to 9, we have a teen night that's going on where we open up the gym. Somebody
And that's
donates.
at Malden High
That's
School?
at Malden High.
Yeah.
And
Now, a teen night's new, or because of course
Well-
I'm my grandchildren are in their 30s, and my great-grandchildren are too young yet. So Malden has had teen nights on a regular basis, have
We
they?
have had 24 teen nights, and this all happened because there was some trouble in the city.
Yeah.
And I had some time, and I stopped over to see Marie Brown, and we had to talk about what are we going to do. So we partnered up with Debbie Amaral from the YMCA.
Oh, yeah.
And we said, what are we going to do? And a group formed at that point. Well, at that point, people were just coming, and she would give us the gym 2 nights, Friday nights a month, 2 Friday nights a month. And then we would call different people, and they would send pizza over to us, and we would have just this wonderful time. And they would play basketball, they play board games. We had Karen Steele from the Partnership of Community Schools. She would do a jewelry making course for kids. And we had all walks of kids, which was really, really nice.
That's wonderful. Yeah,
We
that
played
is great.
volleyball. We played dodgeball.
Yeah.
Probably one of the most memorable moments was when the adults played dodgeball against the kids, and Mr. Brown got in on that game. So the kids were very excited about throwing the
kids
ball.
win?
Yeah, no, I think they didn't win, as a matter of fact. But so it really has been a great time for
Yeah,
us. Joe Levine was instrumental. Frank Molis. If I start
Yeah,
mentioning
they're
names, I'm going to
wonderful.
miss somebody.
Yeah, I know.
But and
Yeah,
so I
I
don't
understand
really
what
want to
you're
do
saying.
that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
from those different
Yeah, so the teen
organizations
night
have been wonderful.
concept will continue.
It will continue. We will partner up again. I'm hoping to make it even bigger. I'm hoping to partner up also, of course, with Joe Levine, but to partner up with maybe MC to give us some space. Maybe the charter school could give us some space.
Well, there's certainly an abundance of possibilities there, isn't
Absolutely,
there?
absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. And the kids need that too. I mean, as much as you know, our teen center is called a Teen Enrichment Center. It's an educational place.
Yeah.
But the kids are also going to want those times when they can just run around and
Oh, sure.
play basketball
They're
and hang out.
kids.
They're kids.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
And when you say enrichment, anything specific, like in terms of art classes, or maybe music appreciation, or something that
We are working with different people.
Yeah.
I had a Malden High alum come into Mr. Shabelli's office the other day and say that she wants to come over and teach piano. And we just so happened that somebody donated a piano to us. So this student, she's still a student, she goes to Salem State, wants to come in and teach
terrific, yeah.
how to play the piano.
Yeah,
You know,
that is wonderful.
yeah, but it really is exciting.
Yeah.
And so many people want to give back,
Yeah,
which is nice.
maybe cooking classes.
Well, you know, we cannot have a stove in the teen center.
cannot? Oh,
We
no.
cannot. But we do have a microwave,
Oh,
and we have
yeah.
a couple of creative people. Again, that would be Marie Brown and Marie Lucy, and they have some ideas on what they'll do. Maybe with a microwave. I'm really not quite
It sounds
sure.
like it's going to be such fun. Yeah.
Very exciting.
Well, I know. One of the things I wanted to talk about today. And of course, the mayor is still involved, but in a less. Well, no, I won't say less, but he's with his schedule. He's still involved with the holiday parade, as is Craig Spatafora. But so the parade will take place.
Yes.
It will come down Salem Street as it always does, and stop at the corner of Ferry and Main, which is where the reviewing stand always has been. And that, of course, is right in front of your building.
Yes.
So I'm told that the kids, I shouldn't call them kids, should I?
We call them kids.
Do you call
That's
them
okay.
kids? Okay. They're going to do something on that morning for the public. Some of the teams that are already involved, and I
Sure.
guess that's quite a number that are involved right now, way before it's even open. So-
Absolutely, absolutely. We meet now, right, what's been happening is I meet with those kids at Malden High School in the cafeteria day, and he gives us some space if that's open, or he'll give us a conference room. But those kids that day want to have some hot chocolate maybe.
Oh, that's
maybe
great.
some cookies to give out to.
Yeah.
And maybe at the very least you get to look into the window and see what's going on.
So you're not sure about the
I'm
tours,
not- I
depending
can't
on
promise.
the physical
Correct.
space itself. Yeah.
We hope, but
Wouldn't that be nice?
would be very, very
but still,
nice.
just their involvement is
right. We
great.
have a great group of kids.
Yeah.
I spoke with someone over to Malden Catholic who was going to send a couple of the high school, I think they're seniors, over to see what's going on. And then we're going to go back to MC very soon and speak to them about coming to the teen center and what we can offer them.
Yeah. And you said the charter school.
The charter school, I have been in touch with the charter school. And as a matter of fact, when I leave here today, I'm
And of course,
going to meet up with somebody.
One of the things that's going to happen is that one teen is going to go and they're going to love it, and so they're going to
Absolutely.
tell their friends about it, and the next thing you know,
Absolutely.
6 of them will show up, and so
Absolutely.
you're going to build your base
Absolutely.
I think, quite easily. Yeah.
I'm hoping to.
Yeah.
We're going to be very serious about IDs, and the Malden High School kids have IDs. I'm not sure about the other schools.
Yeah.
I heard I could be wrong, but I heard at the charter school, unless you take a bus, you don't have a school ID. We're going to try to have our own system, maybe our own. If we can get to our $100,000, maybe we could buy our own machine to have our own IDs made when the kids come in. So it's very important that we know who everybody is and where they're all coming
yes,
from.
definitely.
Extremely important.
Yeah. I don't want to completely ignore the holiday parade, because I know it's a big event in the city, and usually they have wonderful floats and so forth and so on. So I want to encourage people to come out to the parade. It's on Saturday, November 24th. And I don't know the time. Carol Ann from the mayor's office is here with us.
This year they changed the time to 12 noon kickoff.
12
time,
noon
yes.
to what 2 o'clock? 12 to...
Roughly 2 hours, yeah.
Roughly a 2-hour parade, and starting, and I'll see, that's a surprise. I almost said probably 10 o'clock, but 12 noon it will start off, and it will come down Salem Street from Maplewood.
Correct.
And then it will end this year because of the construction on Pleasant Street. It can't continue on up Pleasant Street. So it will end at the reviewing stand. But at that point, then people will be welcome to come and have a free cup of cocoa or
Yeah,
chocolate
absolutely.
or
Yep.
whatever,
Yes.
and hot cider perhaps, and cookies. And so it's that another way of building and a community spirit.
Absolutely.
By including these people to come see the parade, come and meet with the kids who are already involved in the teen center. And you know, parents of little kids, knowing that this is going to be available to their children in a few years' time will be very encouraging.
Absolutely.
Yeah, very welcoming.
Well,
Yeah.
when we have our teen nights, you would be surprised how many parents stop in to see what's going on.
well,
and
I
they want to
think-
meet you, and they want to know
Well, they
what's going on.
should.
Which
They
is very,
should.
very
You know,
nice.
it's
and
not enough to just
we
say
love
where
that.
you go and the teen center. Oh, okay, see you later. You know, that doesn't always work.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Tell me, Kathy, how did you come to apply for and accept this position? You know,
Well-
what is your background with kids and with operational, administrative experience?
Well, when I was younger, I worked for the YMCA. I was an outreach worker, and I did some work throughout the city. Actually, I worked for Mary Ann Seeger at the time, which was a quite exciting time. We had our own young girls group, and we went to Florida, and we did some
Yeah.
nice trips and all that.
Yeah.
And then, but years later, I worked for 25 years. I worked for Monahan Lumber, who, as a matter of fact, has donated some product. I have to give a little plug for them. But I worked for them for 25 years. But to be honest with you, my heart has always been in giving to the kids, and that's really important. And then the Y hired me to do some work down at Newland Street not too long ago, and I did a little part-time work for them. I started a group called Shirt Off My Back. A dear friend of mine from Malden, a longtime resident, his name was Rick Farry, passed away. And he loved his city. And what we did was he came from the Newland Street area, where I also did. And what we did at that point, we raised money for winter coats. And we started out just giving him, and backpacks, giving them just in that neighborhood. Come to find out, we could give them throughout the city because we raised enough money. And we did that a real lot. And then, like I said, I got together. There was some trouble in the city. And we started the teen night. Gary, our mayor now, was a city councilman at the time, was right on board with us.
Oh, he's always
Right,
been
he
on
wa-
board. Even
he was
when
right
he was
on
on
board.
school committee, you know, he's
And-
always been there.
And to be honest, he just, and on his inaugural speech, he said, "I'm bringing a teen center to the city," and my phone
did.
began to ring because we were all so excited that he had said that. And then he asked myself and a few others to be part of a teen task force to bring it to the city, and we did,
That's great.
and there's been some
good.
instrumental people.
Yeah.
And I didn't set out that I wanted to, that wasn't my intention, that
Oh,
I
no,
wanted
I'm
to.
sure it was not. But it's
But
a
it's
great
my
opportunity.
passion. I'm very, very lucky,
Yeah.
and I know it. And I'm surrounded by wonderful, wonderful
Well,
people.
and I think that you are
And
going to
makes
do a
it-
super job.
Oh,
Just
I
from talking
appreciate
to you,
that.
I can tell that
Yeah.
the enthusiasm is there and the knowledge and the understanding. I think that's one of the most important things when you're working with a specific audience, like teens or seniors. And, you know, we're very lucky in this city.
Right.
We have a fantastic senior center.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's wonderful.
absolutely
and the
beautiful.
things it offers seniors, and so many communities around us don't have that.
Absolutely.
And so now we're adding to that a teen enrichment center, which will, you know, kind of cover both ends of the line, you know, in terms of living, you know, as children grow up and become adults, and then as they phase into their later years.
Well, and also to add to that, the mayor has now a Malden recreation, and Joe Levine on certain nights he runs for the younger kids, for the junior high school kids.
Where is that?
That's at Salem, at the Salem Wood. I'm not sure what day it is, but he runs. Yeah, it's a rotating schedule. He runs this program that's. So we're hitting all assets of the
Yes,
city.
I see
We're
that.
hitting
And that's
everything.
for younger children to
That's for
come?
younger children.
And they
well,
have-
Joe doesn't just do younger children, but he also does adult physical education also. So this city's up and running.
So kids, yes,
And
you know, it is
we
exciting.
are.
I said that earlier to you and Carol and Desiderio, who's, you know, from Mayor Christensen's office. And I said, this city is coming alive. And that really, you know, we've had Shakespeare in the Park. We had a wonderful garden tour, you know, the haunt jaunt. Although I know they've been doing that for a while, but still, it's just the coming together of people from the community. It's just, it really is
very
terrific.
exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Yeah, yeah,
It's very, very nice.
yeah.
Yep. So some of the things the kids want to do is they want a book club. But one of the interesting
yeah.
meetings we had with them was that and this was almost a year ago, that they wanted a quiet room and they wanted an art room. So they want a room that they can go into, that there's no cell phones, there's no music. They can go in and read a book. So we're going to have a quiet room at the
And
teen
you're going to
center.
establish a library, are you?
Well, it's really funny. With the haunt jaunt that just went on, they have Fugi has just decided to donate some books to us.
That's great.
It is great, and
Yeah.
the textbooks from the high school, and we're quite excited about that.
Yeah.
So Karen Hayes has been right on board and giving us a plug,
Okay.
and we really appreciate it.
Okay. How can people reach you or the Teen Center in terms of making a donation,
Well-
getting involved? So what do people have to do?
Well, you can go on to visit our website, which is Malden Teen Enrichment Center.
Oh, I think it's coming up on the
.org.
screen, but go ahead.
Yep,
Keep
Malden
reading.
Teen Enrichment Center.org. We also have an email, which is Malden Teen Enrichment Center @gmail.com. Of course, the city website.
Yep.
And we have also a cell phone that we have acquired, and it's 781-502-2733.
Okay, and those numbers are up on the screen, so I hope you'll make note of them. And so any help is welcome.
Oh, absolutely.
So you don't care if they want to be on hand to be there, say, during an evening program, just to help.
Well, we
keep an
want
eye
people
out?
to come in and tell us what they have to offer.
Sure.
And then, of course, we have a committee that will decide when and what will happen and what they can bring on.
What about health issues?
Well, we have talked to a few of the kids, and they're talking really a lot about, believe it or not, is something like yoga, and so that they can learn to relax.
Yoga, yeah.
And they had talked about that Zumba class and those kind of things. I haven't heard a real lot about too many health things, but someone has called us, been in touch with us from Tufts, and they wanted to talk to us about youth and HIV. So we're going to meet with them
Oh, I
and
think
see what
that's
that.
wonderful.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
something that
that's
we,
so
what
important.
they have
Yep,
to
yep.
offer, and
Yeah.
so we'll go from there. So it's
Yeah.
pretty exciting.
And of course, I think that because there's been a lot of emphasis on it and awareness already about teen pregnancy, so that has started to not diminish, to lessen the incidence. But I'm sure that could be something that would possibly come up in the course of.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
yes.
And there's different places. I think it's through the mayor's office. They have a program called Malden's Promise, where all the different agencies are coming together. And to me, that is going to be something for all of us to use, so we'll know where to go to get
Yeah.
those, to be
So
able
if you
to
need
reach
to refer
out.
someone,
Absolutely.
you know who to call
Absolutely.
or who to. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that would be reached through the mayor's office. Am I correct?
Well, there's
on
a
that? The mayor's
Karen
office?
Hayes would be the person to
Karen
reach.
Hayes,
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
And
that's
what
where
is-
we'll go
What is
through.
her extension at the?
2006.
So Karen Hayes at the mayor's office, extension 2006. So that's Malden Promise. Malden's Promise, yeah, okay.
Well, that's where the mayor's trying to bring everybody together so we don't duplicate all of these different programs, and yet we can feed off each other when we need
That's
each other, which
very
is very,
important.
very
Yeah,
exciting.
yeah.
Yes.
Communication is so important.
Right.
Duplication of effort is a waste of time.
It is a waste
Yeah,
of time,
yeah. Well, I have to close now. I want to thank you for coming on.
Oh, I thank you for having me.
I want to wish you well. I know
Oh,
it's
thank
going to
you.
be great. I know it's going to be a success. So thank you for coming, Kathy. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.